free! The next episode in this new series is available to watch for free right now, straight after this video on my new newsletter, mangaletter.com. Simply click the link in the description or pinned comment, enter your name and email using an active email, and boom! Part 2 will be in your inbox. Make sure to check your spam, junk or other folder if you don't see it. You must join Manga Letter to ever see this second part, as it will never be posted anywhere else, ever. I made it free, so no excuses, enjoy. So our story continues with a view of Zeno's palace, peaceful without a sound as usual. Until eventually, both Goku and Whis would arrive, having decided last chapter that they would meet with the Grand Priest in order to uncover the mysteries surrounding the so-called Seraphim technique. And Goku, looking around, as happy-go-lucky as ever, would then say with a smile, "Wow, it's been a while since I last came around here. Nothing's really changed. I wonder if Zen-chan even still remembers me." To which Whis, who has a slightly bemused face with a sweat drop down his forehead, would then reply, "Oh, Goku-san, I can assure you he does. If there's one thing Father has complained about in recent times, it's just how often he hears your name uttered by the Omni King. It seems he has really taken a liking to you." But soon, the duo would then reach the door, with Whis continuing, "Now Goku-san, once we enter this door, you must be on your best behavior. Good relationship or not with Lord Zeno, if you do even the slightest thing to annoy him, it could result in entire universes being erased. You remember what I told you about the missing 6 universes, don't you? Try not to say too much for me, okay?" To which Goku would reply, "You worry too much, Whis." Huh? But the calm, unbothered mannerism of Goku would soon be disturbed, as Goku would detect something approaching as he would comment, "Hold on, Whis, can you hear that? Ah! Look!" And suddenly, in front of Whis and Goku, almost guarding the door, several machine-like creatures would appear, buzzing around, looking at the two warriors, as Whis would comment calmly, "Oh dear, it seems Father would like to have some fun with us. Be careful, Goku-san. These same machines are used to train junior angels. Keep your instinct about you." And mentioning instinct, what better option than Ultra Instinct, as immediately Goku would then enter his MUI state, as each of the machines would then fire off beams in tandem with each other, while Whis, with a coy smile, would just let out, "This brings me back to my younger days. Know this, Goku-san, if even one of these touch you, Father will not come out." And so, with utter ease, Whis, with his hands behind his back still, would dodge each beam perfectly, and with the slightest of movements, leaving behind smiling after images as he does so. But for Goku, things would be going slightly different, as jumping, acrobating in all different directions, this would be no walk in the park. But equally, just like Whis, Goku would manage in the end to avoid everything, even with the machines mysteriously firing far more shots at him than Whis. And eventually, Goku would land, realizing the energy beams have now stopped, as he would comment, "What gives? Is it over already? I was just starting to build up a little sweat. I wonder if the Grand Priest is satisfied now. Oh, I am Son Goku. Huh? But it wouldn't be long before a mysterious figure behind Goku would call out to him. So I passed the test then. As Goku would then stoically look around and realize straight away who the voice was coming from. Of course revealed to be the Daishinkan himself, calmly smiling at the Saiyan as he would note, "I am impressed, Son Goku. It seems your mastery of the angel arts knows no bounds. That ultra instinct of yours has come a long way since I saw it at the tournament." And hearing this, Goku would then revert back to base, knowing all the danger had been averted, before he would then wave with a smile, replying, "Hey, long time, Mr. Priest. Yeah, I've had a great teacher in Whis and Mirrors. I think I finally got the hang of it." At which point, the Grand Priest would then get back down to business and reply, "A long time it has been, Son Goku. Now, what do we owe the pleasure of your arrival to? Come to play with Lord Zeno? Because he has been requesting that for a while." "No, father." But before Goku would answer, Whis would then arrive gently onto the ground beside Goku with a thud, before smiling to his father and explaining, "We have come here on more interesting matters, father. As you can see, Goku-san over here has reached the end of what I can teach him. He has taken to Ultra Instinct even faster than Lord Beerus, and now he seeks to learn further from the best. What lies beyond." What lies beyond Ultra Instinct? This sentence in particular raising some alarm bells for Dai, as he would question his eldest son. "Whis, what exactly are you getting at? What do you mean?" "The Seraphim!" As Whis in response would then instantly activate his Saiyan eyes, opting to give a visual hint to leave no more room for confusion on the table. But in response, quite uncharacteristically, the Grand Priest would let out a regal laugh, as the Daishinkan would then say, "The Seraphim? And here I thought my children disregarded that technique as far too hard to learn. Well done, Whis. I'm afraid you've grown a little too optimistic of our mortal friend here. I'm afraid such a feat is not possible." But Goku, unwilling to accept the dismissal, would then just place his hands together, literally begging, "No way! That can't be, Mr. Priest. I came all the way over here from Earth. Please, I promise you, I'll surprise you." Who's out there? But before the Daishinkan has the opportunity to even deny Goku's request once more, a strange childlike figure would emerge from the shadows, calling out, "Goku? Is that you?" Until eventually revealed to be the Omni King Zeno, of course, who with a smile would question, "What are you doing here? Dai never told me you would be coming to play." "Zenchan!" And seeing his old friend, Goku would yell out with a relieved smile, hoping if the Grand Priest wasn't on his side, maybe the Omni King would. As flying over gently towards the god, Goku would then tap his fist on the Omni King's palm, as he would then explain, "You haven't changed a bit. I'd love to play, but there's something I want first so that I can give you the funnest time. Do you think you could help me out?" And Zeno would then pause for a minute before replying, "Help you? I guess I can. What is it you need, Son Goku?" And Goku, once more unashamedly pleading again with his hands together, would then ask, "Could you get the Grand Priest over there to teach me how to use the Seraphim? I asked him already, but he's being mean and saying no. Could you have a word, Zen-chan?" Die. And almost instantly, unimpressed with how his attendant would be treating his friend, a cold look would come over the Omni King, as he would look to the Grand Priest and command, "Die. Is this true? I want to play with Son Goku. So teach him what he asks, okay?" And now, for the first time seen in an utter fright, the Grand Priest would lose all composure under the scolding demands of the Omni King, as he would be forced to then just reply, Yes, my lord, as you wish." So our story begins as Goku, Whis, and the Grand Priest find themselves enveloped in a vast, featureless expanse, reminiscent of the time chamber. A sense of deja vu would sweep over Goku, leading him to utter, "Where is this? It kinda looks familiar. The gravity. I felt this before." Until Dai, maintaining a poised stance with his hands securely placed behind his back, would respond, "Really, Son Goku? I would doubt it. This place is known as the Pyramid of Power, a special ground available only to angels and destroyers. No mere mortal has ever stepped within. Consider it a large honor." But Whis, turning his gaze towards Goku, would begin to shed light on the nature of this place and why it would seem familiar, explaining, "I believe he is referring to the hyperbolic time chamber of his home planet, my father. Indeed, it is a similar dimension from what I have heard, but merely just an inferior version of what we have here. You see, Goku-san, in this place, every day on the outside is not just 1, but 2 years in here, and there is no time limit." Wow! Really? Causing a moment of realization to then be apparent as Goku would continue, 2 years from just 1 day? That's unreal. I could surprise Vegeta by tomorrow. And soon enough, the implications of this fact would dawn on Goku. With his hands assertively placed on his hips, he would comment, "That's gotta be pretty useful for training, huh? No wonder you gods got so strong. I wonder if some of those times Beerus was sleeping, he was actually training in here." Before his demeanor would then shift suddenly to one far more devious, a smirk slowly forming as he mused, "But either way, it's my turn now. And just like Zen-chan asked, I'm going to finally learn that special angel technique of yours, aren't I? So let's go. Show me how you got those pretty blue eyes, Mr. Priest." And with a hint of embarrassment, eyes closed, and a slight sweat forming, Dai would begin. "Yes, Son Goku, that is indeed what Lord Zeno had requested. Whether or not it is possible, though, is an entirely different issue. But as he would then open his eyes, ready to offer more insight, he would continue. But first, I should explain what this form even is. These blue eyes are known as the Seraphim, and it is a technique meant originally for the higher angels. Huh? Which immediately would pique Goku's curiosity, prompting him to inquire, "Higher angels? What do you mean? Like you or Zeno?" But expanding his arms in a grand gesture, the Grand Priest Dai would then levitate slightly into the air and begin to delve into the lore, explaining, "Yes, Son Goku, this is not common knowledge among the gods, let alone the mortals. But since you insist, above us angels, and even I, exist the archangels. They dwell in a separate realm, an echelon distinct from ours. In this otherworldly domain, where in our universe the gods reign supreme over mortals, these elder gods hold dominion over other gods. Near the apex of this celestial hierarchy is occupied by the two paramount archangels, from which all our angel abilities and power originates from. Their names are Akobel and Castiel. I know them and their techniques well, as after all, they are my masters. Whoa! That's insane! And on hearing this, with a tightened clench of his fist and a grin spreading across his face, Goku, now with an exhilaration of excitement, would exclaim, "A place like that really exists! And they were your teachers! Just how strong could they be? So many questions, Mr. Priest." But maintaining a mysterious aura, Dai, with just a sly smirk, would keep his eyes delicately shut, letting out instead ominously, "I think it's best," he'd begin, drawing the moment out, "you first gain an idea of just how formidable the gods from this realm truly are, Son Goku. And there's a method I have in mind to illustrate that swiftly. A method that would simultaneously let me gauge precisely where you stand in terms of angel ability." As with a sudden intensity, Dai's eyes would then reveal their seraphim glow, an invitation of its own, as he boldly announces, "Come, Son Goku, show me the power of a mortal who wishes to be competing with a god." And almost as if he'd been waiting for this prompt his entire life, Goku, in a blink, would showcase an awe-inspiring transformation sequence into his Ultra Instinct form, his body poised in a ready stance as divine energy arises from his pores. He'd shoot a confident smirk and then respond, "I thought you'd never ask. Give it your all. I'm not somebody to underestimate." And so, after some time, eagerly, Ultra Instinct Goku would find himself now stood before the Grand Priest. A cold silence in the atmosphere as the Saiyan would size up his opponent, while the deity would just continue to smirk as if in contempt. "Well, this is a sight to behold. and meanwhile, the Grand Priest's eldest son would just watch on. Also smiling, but more with a look of pride, as he would comment, "Never did I think a student of mine would one day challenge my own master, let alone a mortal. But here we are. Try not to embarrass me too much, Goku-san." And not willing to waste another minute, Goku, pumped with adrenaline, would then launch forward at the Grand Priest without fear. Missing his first attack, as the priest, still with his hands behind his back, would gracefully dodge, commenting as he does so, "So, this is what Whis and Miris have been teaching you? I'm afraid you will need to do far better to impress me, Son Goku." But though Goku's next attack would land, instead it would be blocked easily by the palms of the priest's hands. Unclear whether the priest even needed to, or could have dodged anyway. But as Goku would launch one more fist, the answer would be clear, as Goku's attack would be blocked again, but not in the way which would be expected. As unbelievably, in a show of pure superiority, the Grand Priest would stand above Goku, revealing he would neutralize Goku's attack with the base of his foot alone. "Don't underestimate me!" And as Goku, who would have never been so played with in his life, reacts, an energy ball would form in his hand, complemented by his gritted teeth, as he lurches forward towards Dai's face. Blasting indiscriminately at full power, hoping to have made a mark on the all-powerful father of all angels. But only for the priest to reappear with a smile, one arm still disrespectfully behind his back, as he would slam Goku from down below, for a devastating uppercut that sends shockwaves heard eons afar. Ultimately sending Goku flying into the air, almost incapacitated as expected, as Dai, with his hand raised like the victor of a boxing match, would peer with his side eye and smirk, commenting, "It seems on this occasion I was right about you, Son Goku. As impressive as your Ultra Instinct mastery is for a mortal, it fails to meet the criteria to ever attempt learning the Seraphim arts. Do me a favor and explain this to Lord Zeno for me, will you?" But Goku, who would be unwilling to accept defeat, would miraculously then open one eye, blood dripping from his mouth as he would mutter out, It's not over yet!" As immediately, regaining himself mid-air, Goku would then opt to place his hands together in iconic fashion before Kame! Yelling out the words expected of the Turtle Hermit-trained Saiyan. Within Goku's hands, a bright blue energy ball would form. Of course, blasting out his infamous Kamehameha wave, full of power and with more force than ever before, as he aims to prove a point. And as the large bulbous end of the all-powerful beam would reach the priest, curiously, he would remain just silent, standing still, almost awaiting the imminent attack. Son Goku, But as Dai would just watch on, he would just finally comment, "You seemed far more impressive back at the tournament. How times have changed." Before immediately, his entire body would begin vanishing in a flash, ultimately resulting in the beam missing entirely, landing on the floor below instead for a gargantuan explosion. What? Leaving the Saiyan shocked, as with barely any presence or noise, the Grand Priest's deadly self appears right behind Goku. How did he? Stunning the Saiyan as he instinctively just jumps out of the way, hoping to clear some distance. But the innocent-looking Grand Priest would just begin rubbing salt into the wound, as he would say, "Why the surprise, Son Goku? Surely, you did not think such telegraphed attacks would harm me? I have seen all of this before, and once my eyes have seen something, they will never forget. You will need to surprise me if you want any hope of gaining my teachings." Something new, huh? Well, I've got just the thing then. As Goku, now vexed, but with what seems like a quiet confidence, would grit his teeth once again, a vein popping on his forehead, as quite clearly he begins to get annoyed. Only for moments later, in a stark contrast of serenity, Goku would then close his eyes, not uttering a sound until... Get ready, priest! Suddenly, opening his eyes with a smile, Goku would somehow have gotten over his previous inadequacy. Kamehame! Inexplicably, then just placing his hands together once more in the position of the Kamehameha. You're not serious. All the while, the slightly amused but also bewildered Dai would just tilt his head and question, "Did you not just hear what I said, Son Goku? What nonsense is this to try the same attack that just failed?" But when we look deeper into Goku's cold eyes, that same confidence from earlier would be on full display. As yelling at the top of his voice, Goku would then unleash his blast once more, a vibrant flash of light encompassing him as he does so. But when we look from afar, a confusing sight would be seen, as nothing would actually leave Goku's palms. It almost seems like a misfire until... Wait a second! Instantaneously, the Grand Priest in his wisdom would notice something was off, looking to his left quickly before... What? In a shock twist, and a surprising sight for even the father of all angels, surrounding Dai would now be multiple balls of blue Kamehameha energy balls, one in every direction, leaving truly no room for escape, with the priest uttering, "How did he get these past me? When? No matter. These will do no damage anyway." But the surprises would just not end there, as pulling his arms together like controlling puppets, Goku would then clench and cross his fists, simultaneously causing each of the many energy balls to spontaneously explode in a bright, dazzling display of Saiyan power. This light! But the light coming forth would be no ordinary one, and somehow be infused with the solar flare. But now times several hundred as the balls all explode together. The brightness being so insane that even as Dai would be forced to squint his eyes and cover them, his entire existence would be lost within it too. And without seemingly giving the priest a chance to even regain some of his vision, in that very moment, the flash of the light would die down. Stunningly, standing right in front of Dai would be an angered and ready Goku. What? No! But unbelievably, even with all the cards in Goku's favor, Goku would miss yet again. But curiously, not through dodging and parrying, but through phasing right through the father of all angels, as if he were a ghost. Huh? No way! Leaving Goku to turn back flabbergasted, as he would mumble in panic. He still dodged? No, that was what Whis did! As finally, turning behind, now revealing his own Seraphim eyes activated, Dai, with an impressed smirk, would then let out, "Bravo! Well done indeed, Son Goku. I can now confirm. You are more than ready to learn the ways of the Seraphim." And that was it for today's video, guys, but part 2, a second video, can be watched right now, along with 132,000 plus members who signed up for free on mangaletter.com. Just use the links in the pinned comment and description, enter your name and email, and you'll receive a special link to the next part seconds later. Make sure to check your spam or junk folder if you can't see it, and use an active email, as emails which are not your main will automatically be removed. It's the freebie of the century.